Viewer discretion is advised. Cindy James was found tied up, drugged, and dead, yet police couldn't prove it was murder. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how this case launched decades of debate, shook the world of forensic science, and still confounds experts in 2026. 30. The world of Cindy James. Cindy James, a dedicated nurse, seemed to live a peaceful life near Richmond, British Columbia. But in January 1982, her calm world shattered. Threatening phone calls, terrifying letters, and late-night stalkers became her reality. Cindy reported these incidents to police nearly 100 times over 7 years, each time more desperate, more afraid. But this isn't a story about simple harassment. By 1983, her tormentor escalated, windows smashed, porch lights shattered, notes reading, "You are dead," left at her door. The neighborhood was on edge.
Friends were skeptical. Was someone out to destroy Cindy, or was there more to the story? 1:30, the threats kept coming. On more than one occasion, Cindy was physically attacked. Once she was found with her hands and feet tied, a nylon stocking knotted tightly around her throat. She survived, but the evidence was always unclear, and the police could never catch the perpetrator. 200 Escalation. Stalking, threats, and fear. As months passed, Cindy's situation worsened. She changed her name, painted her car, and even moved house. Nothing stopped the harassment. A close friend, Agnes Woodcock, would check on her daily, fearing for her life. Police installed surveillance, including 24-hour patrols. Still, they found nothing. Here's where it gets interesting. Forensic experts in the mid-1980s, and again with advanced AI crime analysis teams in 2026, all reviewed the original case files. The same problem remained. There was never any evidence this was happening, except Cindy's battered body and the disturbing aftermath. Agnes described Cindy as living in terror. Her psychiatrist, Dr. Alan Connolly, said Cindy was genuinely traumatized, but police began to suspect Cindy wasn't telling the whole truth. Was she a victim or orchestrating her own attacks? 30 more disturbing incidents unfolded. Cindy's dog was injured. Her phone wires were cut repeatedly. And in one of the most chilling moments, she was found in her garage, collapsed, hands and feet hogtied, a needle mark in her arm. But every time, forensic analysis found little outside DNA. No footprints, no useful fingerprints, no sign of forced entry. 400 crime scenes and confusion. Then came the ultimate turning point. On May 25, 1989, Cindy vanished. For 2 weeks, no one saw or heard from her. On June 8, her body was discovered in the yard of an abandoned house a mile from her home. She was hogtied with medical tape and rope. A lethal dose of morphine and other drugs coursed through her veins. Her face was bruised, yet her clothes were neat and there were no signs of a struggle. The scene made no sense. Could a woman in that mental and physical state tie herself up, inject multiple drugs, and hide herself where no one would find her? The autopsy said, death by unknown events. The coroner's final verdict, neither suicide nor murder can be fully excluded. 500 The investigation broke into faction. Some believed Cindy was murdered by a clever, elusive stalker. Others claimed she staged everything herself, possibly due to psychological trauma or dissociation. Forensic evidence pulled in both directions. The bindings looked professionally tied. The drugs were strong enough to incapacitate her before the knots were done. But Cindy was a nurse. She had the knowledge, access, and the traumatic background. Experts in 2026 still can't say with certainty if a second person was involved. 600 The climax. A chilling discovery, but the real surprise is coming. In 2026, with advances in digital forensics, including AI-enhanced toxicology, sequence timing of phone records, and evidence mapping, new teams looked again. They recreated the timing of Cindy's last day using AI timeline reconstruction. What they found, a window of just 12 minutes where the injections could have happened, but her body location, the nodding, and the evidence stack still do not line up. It's almost impossible for a single person in that drugged state to bind herself so completely and so cleanly vanish without a trace. Yet every test leaves a sliver of doubt. No evidence points conclusively to murder nor to suicide. 645 The unending mystery. Why Cindy's case remains unsolved. Here's what we've learned. In 2026, Cindy James's case is as chilling and unsolved as ever. Every expert, whether detective, psychologist, or AI analyst, faces the same puzzle. A crime scene that defies explanation. A woman whose life was torn apart by fear. And a verdict that brings no closure. If you're enjoying this, hit subscribe. We post stories like
this every day, and you don't want to miss the next one that just might get solved. 730 Cindy's family and friends to this day are divided. Some believe justice was never served. The case remains officially open in Canada, and Cindy is remembered as both a victim and a mystery. In 2025, podcasts and streaming specials reignited interest, but so far, no hard evidence has emerged, and the file remains cold. 800 Like most true crime cases, the answer lies in the evidence, and the evidence points everywhere and nowhere at once. That's why Cindy James is true crime's most chilling unsolved case. If you like this, watch our deep dive on another case AI couldn't crack. The vanishing of Don Lewis, cold case breakthroughs. Subscribe and hit the bell. We drop new unsolved mysteries every single day. The next story is even crazier.